Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're plunging into a question that's sparking quite a lot of discussion in the data world. Will AI agents replace data analysts?
It's a huge question. Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about a pretty significant evolution here, often called agentic analytics. This is where smart AI tools are stepping up, handling many tasks traditionally done by human data analysts.
And it's truly a profound shift, I think, in how we interact with data. So this deep dive will explore what exactly agentic analytics is, how it functions, and maybe most importantly, what this transformation really means for the future of data analysts.
Right.
And like you hinted, the answer is, well, it's far from a simple yes or no.
Okay, let's unpack this then. To really get a handle on the implications, we first need to understand what agentic analytics is. I mean, this isn't just AI offering a bit of automation, is it?
No, not at all. It's a new form of business intelligence, really, driven by AI agents that have this ability to think, act, and even make decisions somewhat on their own. They can manage whole analytics tasks without constant human, hand-holding.
That's the key difference, right?
Yeah.
The autonomy.
Exactly. What's truly revolutionary is how they differ from traditional BI tools. Think about it. Older tools are basically passive.
You just sit there.
Yeah, they sit there waiting for you, the user, to tell them exactly what to do. These AI agents, though, they're active. They take initiative, often helping users or giving insights before you even quite know what question to ask.
That's quite a leap. So you could have AI agents, say, autonomously connecting to data sources, looking for useful patterns, maybe creating reports, sending alerts.
And even asking questions, too, probing the data themselves.
Asking questions. Okay, so it's not just speeding things up. AI is sort of leading parts of the thinking process, working with humans.
Precisely. It's becoming a collaboration. Take something like Tableau Next, for example. It keeps an eye on key business data, right? And it proactively sends these smart updates that tell you, essentially, here's what matters, and here's maybe what you should do next.
So they're becoming more like partners in the process.
Yeah, partners or maybe like junior analysts, capable, always watching, but software.
Right, like junior analysts.
Yeah.
Without the need for coffee breaks, as you said. Okay, so if these AI agents are taking on that junior analyst role, what does that really mean for the human analysts doing that work now? Let's maybe look back quickly at the traditional role.
Sure. Historically, their job involved a lot, right? Collecting raw data, cleaning it up, which is huge.
Oh yeah, the cleaning.
Meticulously checking for errors, combining data from, all over the place. Then using tools like SQL, Excel, maybe BI platforms to actually explore the data and answer business questions.
And their output was things like reports, charts, dashboards.
Exactly. Creating all that, then explaining the findings in meetings, writing summaries, basically translating the numbers into something the business can use.
Which needs that mix of technical skills like coding and tools, but also communication, right? Explaining complex stuff simply.
Absolutely. But here's the pivot point. Many of those, let's call them foundational tasks, like data cleaning, writing simple SQL queries, building standard dashboards, AI tools are getting really good at these.
So that's where the AI is starting to take over some ground.
That's where it's making the most immediate impact, yeah.
Which naturally leads to the big question. What about the future role is just shrinking, fading away?
Well, it seems the consensus from, what we've looked at is a pretty strong no. It's not disappearing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, sure, certain tasks will be automated. The really core stuff, solving complex, messy problems, applying that deep business knowledge, navigating tricky situations that still needs human thinking, human ingenuity.
That's a really critical distinction, isn't it? It's about the role changing, not being eliminated.
Exactly. Analysts need to kind of shift gears, move from just cranking out charts to helping companies ask better questions in the first place and using these AI tools wisely, strategically.
Okay, so that brings us nicely to how AI is actually changing the analytics game right now. We're seeing some pretty big shifts because of these AI agents in BI.
Huge shifts.
One of the most obvious ones, I think, is natural language querying.
Oh, absolutely. That's a game changer. Tools like Tableau Next, ThoughtSpot Spotter, they let users just ask questions in plain English.
Like, what were our top sellers last quarter? Something like that.
Exactly like that. You just type it or maybe even say it. The AI understands, goes and gets the data, and boom, there's your answer. Often with a chart ready to go, it makes data access much more democratic.
Yeah, opens it up. Then there's this idea of automated proactive insights. That sounds powerful.
It really is. Think
Yeah.
about AI agents just constantly scanning your data sets, looking for things you didn't even ask about.
Like trends or anomalies.
Precisely. Trends, patterns, potential problems, maybe spotting a dip in sales in one region, or maybe highlighting a new product that's suddenly taking off, things you might have missed.
And this proactive ability, does it extend into forecasting? Predictive stuff?
It does, powerfully so. Predictive analytics is another area. What used to need a data scientist, carefully building and testing models.
Lots of code, usually.
Right, lots of code. Now AI can often automate building, testing, running forecast models with very little, sometimes no code required. That makes forecasting much more accessible.
And I also read about how these insights are being delivered differently, like automated storytelling, pushed to where people work.
Yeah, that's another key aspect. Insights delivered where you work. The AI doesn't just make a chart. It can often explain it in simple terms.
Okay.
And then push that explanation, that insight, directly into tools people already use. Slack, Microsoft Teams, maybe your CRM system.
So non-experts can understand and act on it much faster.
Exactly. It lowers the barrier to action. So yeah, these agents, they're not just helpers. They really are acting like, as we said, junior analysts, fast, tireless, always watching the data.
Always on. Okay, this definitely paints a picture of human-AI collaboration as the future, doesn't it?
It seems inevitable. And the core message really is, look, the analyst job isn't vanishing, but it is changing profoundly.
Right, all those routine, maybe tedious tasks.
They're being handled by AI, and honestly, probably faster, more consistently, 24/7, which is good. In a way, it frees up analysts from that lower level stuff.
And this feels like the crucial, but AI still lacks something vital, right?
Absolutely essential. Human context.
Explain that a bit more.
Well, the AI doesn't inherently understand the business goals. It doesn't get team dynamics, office politics, or crucially, why one insight might be strategically critical, while another is just, well, noise in a particular situation.
Yeah, our sources mention that AI is great at logic repetition.
But struggles with judgment, empathy, strategic thinking. The human stuff.
So if AI handles the routine, what's the human analyst's new focus? It sounds like it becomes more strategic.
Much more strategic. Think of them as maybe data strategists working with the AI. Their job shifts. It's less about producing the analysis and more about guiding the AI.
Prompting it correctly.
Exactly, prompting AI tools effectively to get better answers. Then, interpreting and critically validating the AI's output. Does this actually make sense?
Checking its homework, basically.
Checking its homework, yes. And then communicating those validated insights with real impact. Plus, a huge piece watching for bias or ethical issues in the AI's output. That's critical.
And building trust in the AI system overall, because great AI needs great data, and humans are needed to sanity check if the answer fits the real world.
Absolutely. You need that human judgment. We might even see new job titles emerging from this.
Yes, what?
Maybe things like AI orchestrator, someone who manages and coordinates these AI agents. Or perhaps an enhanced data storyteller role, really focusing on translating complex AI findings for leaders.
So for analysts who are willing to adapt, this isn't a threat.
Not at all. It's a genuine opportunity, I think, to move up the value chain, to do more interesting, higher impact work that really influences business strategy.
Okay, so that's the impact on analysts. What about businesses? How should they navigate this shift? It sounds like a big opportunity, but maybe some responsibility too.
Both, definitely. Opportunity and responsibility. It offers speed, scale, deeper insights, but it absolutely demands new ways of working.
So what are the key strategies for companies looking to adopt this?
Well, first off, don't try to boil the ocean. Start small.
Pilot projects.
Exactly. Pilot these AI-powered tools, maybe like Tableau Next or Spotter, with specific teams. Test them out, learn what works in your context, then think about scaling.
And presumably, you need to invest in your people alongside the tech.
Oh, absolutely critical. Upskill your analysts. The most valuable people will be those who can work fluidly with AI.
Training them in things like prompt engineering, data ethics, model validation.
All of the above. Effective prompting, understanding data integrity, knowing how to check the AI's work, applying business context. That's where the human value lies.
And governance must be key here too, surely. You can't just let AI run wild.
No way. Robust governance is essential. You need clear rules. How are these agents used? Who checks their outputs? How do you manage risks like bias or just plain wrong answers?
A human-in-the-loop model seems sensible.
Very sensible. Having analysts validate insights before big decisions are made is probably the way to go, at least initially.
And a really important point that came up in the sources. companies shouldn't see this primarily as a way to cut staff.
Please no, that would be missing the point and probably counterproductive. It's about amplifying your analysts, freeing them up for strategy, innovation, real value creation that AI can't do.
So rethink the role, don't eliminate it.
Precisely. Because these AI agents are powerful, but they're best used when paired thoughtfully with skilled humans. It's not just a tech shift, it's a people and process shift too.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. Bringing it all together, it feels like agentic analytics isn't just some passing fad.
No, it feels like the next logical phase, really, of how we work with data. It's already changing how teams operate faster insights, less grunt work.
And addressing that initial question head on? No, AI probably won't replace data analysts entirely.
Correct. But it will absolutely replace the old way analysts worked. The tasks are shifting.
So for you, the listener, if you're an analyst, the message is lean into this change. Embrace it.
Yeah, learn how to guide the AI, how to bring that crucial human context to the machine's output. That's how you become more valuable, not less.
And for businesses, it's about preparing now, right? Investing in tools, yes, but maybe more importantly, investing in training your teams and building systems that blend AI's power with human judgment.
Yeah, combination is key. AI power, human judgment.
Because ultimately, these AI agents, they aren't just tools anymore, are they?
They're becoming more like teammates.
Teammates. I like that. And together with skilled analysts guiding them, they can help companies make faster, better, smarter decisions.
That's the potential.
So maybe a final thought for everyone listening. What specific skills do you think you might need to focus on to thrive in this new era? Is it getting better at prompting AI, refining your data storytelling, developing that critical eye for validating AI outputs, or maybe deepening your core business strategy knowledge? Something to definitely think about.